Mars retrograde has finally come to an end, but not in the way most people expected. Leading up to this moment, there was an air of tension, an anticipation of turbulence and setbacks, like bracing for impact before a storm. The retrograde period had already been intense, stirring up emotions, slowing down progress, and forcing a deep reflection on desires, motivations, and frustrations. Many assumed that when it finally ended, the transition would be equally chaotic, as if the universe would suddenly lose control, throwing everything into disarray. But instead of mayhem, something entirely different happened. Rather than a crash, it felt more like acceleration, like an unseen force pressing down on the gas pedal, propelling everything forward with unexpected speed and precision. Instead of confusion, there's been a surprising sense of clarity, as if a thick fog has suddenly lifted, revealing a road that had been obscured for weeks, even months. This shift wasn't just about things returning to normal. It was about an entirely new energy emerging, one that pushes people to take action, make decisions, and step into the next phase of their journey with newfound confidence. However, not everyone is experiencing this transition in the same way. For some, the energy is electrifying, a surge of motivation that feels like a green light after an extended period of red signals. These individuals are charging ahead, ready to make up for lost time, eager to take advantage of this shift in momentum. They are stepping into opportunities that once seemed out of reach, moving forward with a sense of certainty they lacked before. Others, however, are feeling the weight of everything that has just happened. The retrograde was not just a slowdown, it was a deep recalibration, forcing people to confront unresolved issues, frustrations, and fears. For them, the ending of this cycle doesn't feel like a burst of momentum. It feels like exhaustion. They are still processing, still untangling the emotional knots that Mars retrograde tightened. If you're in this group, feeling drained or unmotivated, don't see it as a sign that you're falling behind. Quite the opposite. It's a signal that something profound has been set in motion for you. Just because the energy has shifted doesn't mean your path will be identical to everyone else's. The clarity is coming, but it might unfold more gradually, revealing itself piece by piece, rather than all at once. Then, there are those caught in between. They feel both the push to move forward and the lingering heaviness of the past. It's a strange in-between space, where part of them is ready to go full speed ahead, while another part hesitates, still carrying the emotional weight of everything that has transpired. If you find yourself oscillating between motivation and fatigue, certainty and confusion, trust that this is part of the process. The transition out of Mars retrograde isn't about forcing yourself to match someone else's pace. It's about allowing the energy to integrate in a way that aligns with your personal journey. Regardless of where you fall in this spectrum, one thing is certain. By the time this phase fully settles, everything will make sense. What once felt like an obstacle course will start to feel like a clear, navigable path. The delays, the frustrations, the moments of uncertainty, they all had a purpose, even if it wasn't clear in the moment. Mars retrograde was never about random chaos. It was about restructuring, about forcing necessary changes, about bringing to the surface what could no longer be ignored. So if things still feel a little off, if you're wondering why certain pieces haven't clicked into place just yet, be patient. The momentum is building, the clarity is coming, and soon you'll understand exactly why everything had to happen the way it did. The universe didn't just hit the gas, it gave you a new direction. Now it's just a matter of trusting the road ahead. If you found yourself tossing and turning last night, unable to slip into restful sleep, you're far from alone. There's something much bigger at play. Something that reaches beyond interpersonal stress or the usual sleep disturbances. The reason so many people struggle to find peace is tied to a cosmic shift so powerful that its effects are still unraveling. And once you realize what's really happening, it's going to change the way you see everything. But that's just the beginning. The strangest part? Some of you are about to experience something completely unexplainable. An echo from Mars that refused to fade. A force that lingers even though the planet has seemingly moved on. Mars retrograde wasn't just a simple slowing down of momentum. It was a battle, a reckoning, a time when suppressed tensions boiled to the surface and forced us to confront what we'd rather ignore. Now that it's over, you might think you'd be free from its grip. But that's not how this works. Think of it like a battlefield after the war has ended. The fight itself is done, but the land is still smoldering, the echoes of conflict still hanging heavy in the air. Some people feel an almost electric rush, like they've been uncaged and can finally surge forward, while others feel drained, disoriented, as if they're standing in the aftermath and don't yet know how to rebuild. The truth is, moving forward isn't just about taking the next step. It's about acknowledging what's been left behind. Unfinished conversations, unresolved emotions, lingering doubts. The past isn't fully done with you yet, and until you face it, it will continue to weave itself into your present. Yes, before watching the full video, I wanted to say one thing. If you appreciate my hard work in this reading, please donate a super thanks. And this is where things start to get truly bizarre. If you felt like time itself has been behaving strangely, you're not imagining it. Something is shifting, bending, stretching in ways that defy logic. For some, the days are slipping by in a blur, hours vanishing in what feels like seconds. For others, time feels unbearably slow, as if each moment is being stretched to its limit. This isn't just an illusion. Mars is regaining its power, and as it does, it's warping our perception of time. Imagine an archer pulling back a bowstring. The retrograde was the tension, the pause before release. Now that arrow has been set loose, and time is no longer waiting for you. It's accelerating, forcing you to catch up, to act on the things you've been hesitant about. That decision you've been avoiding. The universe isn't giving you the luxury of procrastination anymore. You either align with this energy and move forward, or you risk getting swept away by the force of change. This isn't about fear. It's about recognizing that life is shifting, whether you're ready or not. The question is, will you meet this moment head-on, or will you let it pass you by? When you thought you had finally left certain things behind, the past has a way of circling back, catching you off guard. Conversations you were certain had ended resurface, unresolved emotions stir within you once more, and conflicts you believed had dissolved reappear in ways you never anticipated. Whether these echoes of the past return in their original form or disguise themselves in new situations and people, the energy they carry is unmistakable. It's not a coincidence. It's a test. The universe is nudging you, bringing up old wounds and familiar patterns to see if you have truly outgrown them. These moments, though frustrating and even painful, hold profound significance. They are an invitation to break the cycle, to respond differently, and to finally step into a version of yourself that is no longer bound by these recurring struggles. But don't mistake this for mere hardship. This is an opportunity disguised as discomfort. You are standing at a crossroads where you have the power to rewrite your story, to close the door on what no longer serves you, and to create space for what truly aligns with your highest self. The way you choose to handle these resurfacing challenges will dictate the path ahead. Will you fall back into old habits, allowing history to repeat itself? Or will you rise above, choosing growth over familiarity? If you can approach this with awareness and intention, you will find that things start to shift more rapidly than you ever imagined. The universe is waiting for your response, and with the right choices, you can align with something far greater than you ever thought possible. And about that restless night. It wasn't just another evening of tossing and turning. There was a reason sleep felt elusive, why your dreams were more vivid, why you woke up feeling different, perhaps disoriented, drained, or strangely aware of something just beyond your grasp. This wasn't just random restlessness, it was something deeper. Mars, a planet of action and upheaval, doesn't leave quietly. Its influence lingers, stirring the subconscious, igniting dreams that feel more like messages than mere imagination. Many people are reporting eerily prophetic visions, moments in sleep that felt more real than waking life. If you experience this, take note. Your intuition is heightened, and something within you is shifting. The energy around you is charged, and these dreamlike disturbances are signaling transformation. Pay attention, because the signs are everywhere. Visions of fiery red lights flicker in the mind's eye, pulling old memories from the depths like ghosts rising from forgotten corners of the past. It's as if reality itself has become fluid, bending and reshaping in ways that defy logic. Some people feel as though they are awake inside their own dreams, watching events unfold from a strange and detached perspective rather than merely experiencing them. Others find themselves slipping into echoes of past versions of themselves, transported to times and places they thought were long gone. This eerie sensation isn't just an illusion of the mind, it's the undeniable force of Mars shifting, not just in space, but within the core of our subconscious. When a celestial body as aggressive and intense as Mars suddenly alters its course, the shift isn't just a simple movement forward. It doesn't just resume its path and continue as if nothing happened. Instead, it sends ripples through the unseen layers of our existence, shaking us at the deepest level. Imagine a massive stone dropped into the waters of your psyche. The waves it creates disrupt not just your thoughts, but your dreams, your energy, your sense of time itself. This is why so many have been feeling restless, as if sleep no longer offers true rest. You may wake up exhausted, not because your body is tired, but because your spirit has been running in place all night, caught between timelines, processing the seismic energetic shifts taking place beyond your conscious awareness. And yet, the strangest part of this experience is what comes next. Even though Mars has finally moved forward, your body and mind are struggling to adjust, as if they've been left behind in the turbulence of the transition. It's that disorienting feeling of stepping off a treadmill, where the ground beneath your feet still seems to move despite being completely still. After months of retrograde motion, of feeling trapped, stuck, and unable to gain momentum, this sudden shift feels unnatural. It's as if we skipped a crucial step, leaving a strange sense of incompleteness lingering in the air. Everything is both too fast and too slow at the same time, overwhelming in its intensity, yet oddly muted. One moment, an unstoppable surge of motivation and clarity courses through you. The next, you feel completely drained, unable to summon the energy to move forward. This isn't ordinary exhaustion. It's a form of energetic whiplash, a recalibration of the body, mind, and emotions all at once. Months of pent-up energy are now flooding in, demanding to be processed in a matter of days. And as this shift continues, you may feel moments of clarity followed by waves of confusion, bursts of passion followed by unexplained fatigue. The key is to trust the process, to recognize that this disruption is temporary, and to allow yourself the space to realign. Because Mars, in all its fiery intensity, does not simply stir the heavens. It awakens something within us, forcing us to face the parts of ourselves that we've ignored for too long. And in that awakening, we're given a rare opportunity to redefine our path, to move forward with newfound strength, even if the ground beneath us still feels like it's moving. Emotions you believed were long buried have resurfaced, and it's more than just nostalgia. It's an undeniable reckoning, a confrontation with what has been left unresolved. The presence of Mars in this cosmic shift isn't subtle, it's forceful, demanding and relentless in its pursuit of truth. This isn't just a passing wave of sentimentality, it's a collision of the past and present, an unearthing of emotions, memories, and desires you thought had been laid to rest. The body feels it first. A persistent tension in your muscles, a restlessness in your chest, a sensation of being on the precipice of something undefined yet inevitable. The mind follows, scattered between thoughts of the past and an uncertain yet strangely exhilarating future. There's an urgency in the air, an almost electric charge signaling that something is shifting, something is rising. Mars hasn't simply moved on and closed the door behind it. It has flung that door wide open, letting in everything you ignored, suppressed, or postponed. There is no more hiding, no more delaying. The emotions, the truths, the choices you sidestepped are all here, demanding to be acknowledged. This is the moment you have been sensing without fully understanding, the shift that has been building beneath the surface for months. And here's the unexpected twist. Mars retrograde was never about the transformation itself. It was merely the preparation, the training ground for what is happening now. You weren't meant to find closure back then. You were meant to build the resilience needed for this very moment. Think of it as a storm that has been gathering for days, the air growing heavier with each passing moment, the pressure mounting until suddenly, boom. The sky cracks open, the rain pours, and the floodgates release. There is no stopping it. The energy has reached its peak, and now it must find an outlet. This isn't just chaos for the sake of chaos, it's momentum. It's the force of everything that has been held back finally demanding release. And in this moment of reckoning, the universe is watching closely. The choices you make now are pivotal. They will shape the course of the months ahead, setting into motion events that cannot be undone. This is the kind of celestial turning point where people make life-altering decisions, not out of impulse, but from a deep, undeniable shift within. The things that once seemed bearable, relationships that felt stable yet uninspiring, careers that were once comfortable but now feel suffocating, are becoming impossible to ignore. The version of yourself that once tolerated stagnation is dissolving, making way for something raw, something real. Old dreams, the ones you tucked away in the corners of your mind, are stirring. They refuse to stay buried any longer. There is no randomness to any of the success. The past is resurfacing because it is asking you to make a choice. Will you fall back into old patterns, or will you finally step into the life you've been avoiding? This is not just another passing planetary movement. This is the crossroads. The shift you've felt creeping in, the discomfort, the tension, it's all been leading to this. You can resist, try to maintain the illusion of control, or you can surrender to the momentum and allow it to propel you forward. The truth is, you already know the answer. The path has been waiting for you. The only question that remains is, will you take the step? Over the past few months, you've been navigating a period of profound cosmic upheaval. A reset so deep that it has peeled away the layers of illusion, exposed the raw and unfiltered truth, and forced you to confront the very things you've been running from. This has not been an easy journey. It has been one of discomfort, of reckoning, of stripping down everything you once believed was solid, only to realize that much of it was built on shifting sands. But this was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you. Now you stand at the precipice of something far greater than you can imagine, and the universe is watching, waiting to see if you are truly ready. One thing, please listen carefully. If you want to be a part of our small and lovely family, make sure to take the subscription by hitting the join button. This is the final test, not one of mere intelligence or brute strength, but of something far more profound: self-awareness, resilience, and the courage to face the truth without illusion. It is not about proving your worth to anyone else, nor is it about external validation. This test is about you, about whether you have truly absorbed the lessons life has placed before you, or if you're destined to repeat old patterns once again, trapped in the familiar cycles of self-sabotage, hesitation, and fear. Throughout your journey, the patterns have made themselves known, some subtly, whispering in moments of discomfort, others so glaringly obvious that to ignore them required an act of willful blindness. These cycles have played out in your relationships, in your career, in your aspirations, and even in the way you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. The universe has laid them bare before you, stripping away the veil of illusion, making it impossible to claim ignorance any longer. There is no more hiding behind distractions, no more pretending that you do not understand the truth of what has been unfolding. You know. You have always known. The only question that remains is, what will you do with this knowledge? March is not just another month. It is the threshold, the turning point, the moment when everything either aligns or unravels. It is the culmination of every choice you have made up until now, the moment where momentum takes over and the shift becomes irreversible. Some see this as destiny, as though they are merely passengers in the unfolding of fate. But the truth is far more complex, far more intimate. March is not deciding your future, you are. And that decision is not made when the month arrives. It is being made right now, in this very moment, with every thought you entertain, every action you take, and every fear you either succumb to or rise above. The energy is building, pressing forward like a tide that can no longer be held back. You're standing at the crossroads of timelines, and every small choice you make is tipping the scale toward one path or another. The illusion of waiting is just that, an illusion. March is not coming to rescue you, nor is it coming to destroy you. It is simply the reflection of what you have chosen in the present. The future is not an external force that happens to you. It is a mirror of the internal shifts you are making, or failing to make. So what will it be? Will you cling to the comfort of the known, even if it has only ever brought you pain? Will you hesitate at the threshold, paralyzed by fear, watching the doors that have been held open for so long finally close? Or will you take the step that changes everything, that breaks the cycle, that honors the version of you who has fought so hard to get to this moment? You're not waiting for March. March is waiting for you. And the time to decide is now. If you have ever felt that deep, unshakable knowing, that quiet but persistent whisper in your soul telling you this can't go on like this, then take this as your confirmation. That feeling is not just an inconvenience, and it is certainly not a punishment. It is an invitation, a calling, a turning point. It is the universe, your higher self, or the deepest truth within you urging you to acknowledge that you're standing at a crossroads. The discomfort that churns within you is not meant to break you. It is meant to awaken you. It is a sign that you have outgrown your current reality, that you're being stretched beyond the limits of what you once believed possible. and that staying in place is no longer an option. At least, not if you want to step fully into the person you were always meant to become. But here is where things become challenging. Recognizing that you need to change is one thing. Actually taking the steps to do so is another. Many people misinterpret this moment. They mistake the urgency they feel as pressure rather than possibility. They react out of fear rather than wisdom, seeking quick fixes, easy exits, or temporary distractions. In doing so, they unknowingly repeat the same patterns, moving in circles instead of forward, mistaking motion for progress. They escape one situation only to find themselves in another just like it, trapped in a cycle that keeps them from ever truly evolving. This is where the path splits. Some will cling to what is familiar, even if it has only ever brought them pain. They will choose comfort over growth, the known over the uncertain, because change, true lasting transformation, requires courage. And courage is not comfortable. Courage asks you to walk away from everything that no longer serves you, even when you do not yet know what will take its place. It demands that you trust yourself enough to step into the unknown, that you surrender the illusion of control in favor of something far greater, possibility. And then there will be those who make a different choice, those who recognize this moment for what it truly is, not just an ending, but a beginning, not just a loss, but an opening. They will understand that the life they have always longed for is not waiting for them in the past, nor is it something they can stumble into by accident. It is something they must step toward with intention, clarity, and faith. They will choose to move forward not because it is easy, but because they know that staying the same is no longer an option. So now, the question is yours to answer. Which path will you take? Will you allow fear to keep you in a cycle of repetition? Or will you have the courage to step beyond the edge of what you know and into something greater? Are you truly ready to release what no longer aligns with who you're becoming? Will you trust the process, even when the outcome is uncertain? This is your moment. A doorway has opened before you, one that leads to a future you cannot yet fully see, but have always been meant to step into. Choose wisely. Choose with intention. Choose with the knowing that you're ready. Energy is not here to pressure, force, or rush you into movement. It is here to guide you toward alignment with your highest path. It does not demand speed, nor does it reward those who charge ahead blindly. Instead, it calls for deep awareness and intention. While some may seem to be sprinting into March with unwavering momentum, this moment is not about how fast you can go, but about where your energy is truly coming from. The most important question right now is not how quickly can I move, but rather, from what place am I moving? Are your choices rooted in fear, urgency, or the belief that you must keep up with an external timeline? Or are they arising from a place of deep trust, alignment, and inner knowing? Because energy never lies. It does not mask the truth, and it does not reward action taken from a place of fear or lack. Right now, every decision carries more weight than usual. Each choice you make either frees you from the patterns that have held you back or reinforces them, locking you deeper into cycles that no longer serve you. This is not just another moment in time, another passing phase that will fade into the background of your life. This is a defining moment, one that will shape the trajectory of what unfolds next. The energy you engage with now will echo far beyond today, setting the tone for the opportunities, lessons, and experiences that will follow. It is as if you are standing at the edge of a vast and powerful current, waiting for the right moment to step in. There has been a period of waiting, a feeling of being held in place by forces beyond your control. But that time is shifting. The energy does not arrive as a slow, gentle stream. It bursts forth, surging like a force that has been restrained for too long, now demanding release. The question is, are you ready to meet it? Are you prepared to step into the flow, to surrender to the movement that has already begun within you? Or will you resist, hesitate, and let the wave pass by before you can catch it? Because the truth is, you can already feel it, the stirring in your soul, the quiet but undeniable knowing that something is shifting. There is an inner restlessness, an energy rising within you, an urge to act even before your mind fully understands why. This is the call. This is the moment where you choose. Do you trust yourself enough to step forward, or do you let old doubts and fears keep you standing still? The energy is not here to force you, but it will not wait forever. It invites you to rise, to move with intention, to embrace the momentum that is already building. The path ahead is yours to walk, but only you can decide how you will meet this moment. This surge within you is not merely a passing feeling. It is the awakening of something profound, something that has been lying dormant beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to break free. It is the energy of Mars stirring within you, a force that has been silently accumulating, gathering power like a coiled spring, held in suspension for far too long. Now, as it finally unravels, it demands movement, urging you to step forward with conviction. It is not a gentle nudge, but an undeniable force, a flood of clarity that rushes in like a tidal wave, revealing all that has been hidden, all that has been waiting for your recognition. For some, this surge manifests as an exhilarating moment of realization. Suddenly, everything that once seemed uncertain now clicks into place with startling precision. The missing pieces of your path are no longer scattered. They align with perfect clarity, illuminating the road ahead with an undeniable brilliance. You may feel a deep sense of urgency, as if time itself is speeding up, compelling you to act before the moment slips away. The fire inside you burns bright, igniting a passion that refuses to be ignored. But for others, this energy may feel overwhelming, even exhausting. The sheer force of this awakening can leave you breathless, struggling to keep pace with the rapid acceleration of the world around you. It may feel as if your body, your mind, and your spirit are being pulled in multiple directions at once, trying to make sense of this powerful transformation. There may be moments of resistance, moments where fear creeps in and whispers that you're not ready, that the weight of this energy is too much to bear. But no matter how it manifests, one thing remains constant. The shift is happening, and it will not wait. This is not chaos, it is recalibration. The universe is not working against you. It is realigning itself, pulling every thread of your existence into its rightful place. The intensity, the urgency, the discomfort, all of it serves a purpose. It is not a test of your strength, it is an invitation to step into your power. You are not expected to be perfect, to have all the answers, or to move without fear. You are only asked to be present, to acknowledge the energy within you, and to decide whether you will embrace it or let it pass you by. The energy does not slow down for hesitation. It flows, relentless and unyielding. And right now, it is calling you forward. Too often, people find themselves at the precipice of change, standing at the doorway of transformation with a sudden, undeniable certainty of what they need to do. It is as if a lightning bolt has struck, illuminating their path with a rare and fleeting clarity. For a brief moment, they can see it all: their purpose, their direction, the steps they need to take to become who they were always meant to be. But instead of stepping forward, they hesitate. They let doubt creep in, whispering that they need more time, that they are not yet ready, that the moment will come again when conditions are more favorable. But this is the greatest mistake, the silent thief of destiny. Because these windows of clarity, these surges of energy, do not last forever. They are fleeting, like doors that swing open for only a brief moment before they close again. And once they close, they do not always open again. When hesitation wins, when fear triumphs, you are left standing in the same place you started, except now with the unbearable weight of knowing that you could have moved, but chose not to. The regret of an opportunity unclaimed is heavier than the risk of stepping forward. This is your moment. The energy is here, alive, vibrating through your very being, calling you to take action. Will you answer? Will you step into your power and claim the path that is waiting for you? Or will you let this energy pass, watching as it fades into the distance, knowing that you had the chance but did not take it? The universe does not wait. The energy does not pause. It flows, with or without you. And right now, it is inviting you to rise. At this very moment, the air is thick with an electrifying force, a rare momentum that does not present itself often. It is as if the universe itself has paused, offering you an open door to a future that is entirely within your hands. The energy surrounding you is not ordinary. It is heightened, charged with an intensity that amplifies every action, every thought, every decision you make. The next 72 hours are not just another set of days passing by in the endless cycle of time. They are a threshold, a crucial turning point where the choices you make will not only shape your immediate reality, but will send shockwaves through the path you walk for years to come. This is the kind of moment that defines destinies, the kind that demands awareness, courage, and an unshakable willingness to act. Understand that even the smallest act, a message sent, a decision made, a step taken in the direction of your dreams, can ignite a series of events that are far beyond your current comprehension. A single spark can start a wildfire, and right now, you hold the match. But if you hesitate, if you let the weight of uncertainty keep you frozen in place, the energy will dissipate like mist at sunrise. The universe doesn't wait, and neither does opportunity. If you do nothing, you will find yourself caught in the same patterns, trapped in the same cycle of doubt and stagnation that has held you back before. This moment is infused with the relentless energy of Mars, a force that is bold, unstoppable, and unwilling to entertain hesitation. Mars does not move at a leisurely pace. It charges forward, demanding action, demanding momentum. It is watching you now, testing your willingness to meet its power head-on. Will you rise to the occasion? Will you harness this surge of raw potential and claim the future you desire? This energy is alive, vibrating with possibility, but it is not passive. It will not simply hand you what you seek. It requires movement. It requires a signal from you, an indication that you are ready to embrace the power being offered. The universe is waiting for you to make the first move, and the moment you do, unseen forces will begin working in your favor, shifting circumstances, opening doors, aligning opportunities that previously seemed out of reach. But if you allow fear, doubt, or complacency to hold you back, this energy will not linger. It will find those who are willing to seize it, those who are unafraid to claim their place in the unfolding story of their own lives. This is not a warning. It is an invitation to step fully into your power, to move with the energy that is rushing through this moment. The choice is yours to make, but know this: energy like this does not come often, and it does not wait. Will you take the leap? Or will you let this moment pass, only to wonder what could have been? This moment is not a coincidence. It's a pivotal intersection in time, a rare and fleeting opening where your choices carry more weight than ever before. The universe has already conspired in your favor, aligning circumstances in a way that has led you here. It has shown you the path, unlocked the door, and given you that gentle but unmistakable nudge forward. And yet, the final decision remains in your hands. Will you embrace this moment, step through the doorway of possibility, and claim what is waiting for you on the other side? Or will you hesitate, allowing doubt to creep in until the opportunity quietly slips away, unnoticed until it is too late? What few people realize is that these moments of transformation do not stretch indefinitely. They are not infinite wells from which you can draw at your leisure. Instead, they are like rare celestial events, brief, profound, and impossible to recover once past. When a window of opportunity opens, it does so for a reason, but it does not remain open forever. If you wait too long, if you second-guess your instincts, it will close, perhaps so subtly that you don't even notice until the moment has completely dissolved into memory. The most challenging part is not merely the loss of opportunity itself, but the realization that comes after. At first, you may not even recognize what has happened. Life will go on, days will pass, and everything may seem unchanged. But then, without warning, the weight will settle in your chest. A quiet, persistent whisper in the back of your mind. A feeling of something unfinished, something left behind. It won't be loud or dramatic, just a deep sense of knowing. A thought that lingers at the edge of your consciousness. I should have done something. You won't always be able to pinpoint exactly what was lost, but you will feel its absence. That door, once ajar, is now slowly closing, and with it goes the chance to step into something greater. The regret may not arrive immediately, but it will come, perhaps in a few days, perhaps sooner. And when it does, it will not ask for permission. It will simply settle in, a quiet echo of what could have been. But here's the truth. Right now, in this very moment, the door is still open. The choice is still yours. You have the power to step forward, to act, to claim the future that is within reach. This is your chance to break free from hesitation, to trust the pull of your intuition, to refuse to let fear be the author of your story. Because one day you will look back at this moment, and the only thing that will matter is whether you stepped through or let it slip away. Life is filled with moments that test us, moments where we stand at the edge of what is familiar, peering into the unknown. Right now, you find yourself at one of those moments. You may not have planned for it, and you may not have expected it, but here you are. One path keeps you exactly where you are, safe, comfortable, and predictable. It offers security, but it also comes with the weight of unfulfilled potential, of wondering what could have been. The other path? It is the road of possibility, the one that leads you toward the life you've envisioned, the future that has been calling you all along. It's the path of growth, of stepping into your power, of honoring the part of you that knows you are meant for more. And here's the truth. Opportunity is not a patient visitor. It doesn't knock on the door and wait until you feel fully ready. It moves forward, always seeking those who are willing to take action, who are bold enough to say, "Yes, I may not have all the answers, but I refuse to let this chance slip away." Too often, we convince ourselves that another opportunity will come, that we'll be braver next time, that we'll be more prepared, more knowledgeable, more certain. But time doesn't pause for us to gather our courage. The only moment we truly have is this one, right now. If something in these words stirs something inside you, if you feel that pull, the quiet voice urging you forward, then maybe this is the sign you've been waiting for. Maybe this is your moment to step beyond hesitation, beyond doubt, beyond the comfortable walls you've built around yourself. Because the truth is, deep down, you already know what you're capable of. You've seen glimpses of the person you could become, the dreams you could bring to life, the impact you could make. And the only thing standing between you and that reality is the willingness to take that first step. So, I invite you to reflect on this. What is one small action you can take today to move toward the future you desire? It doesn't have to be grand or life-altering. It just has to be intentional. Every journey begins with a single step, and every transformation starts with a decision. If these words resonate with you, if they spark something within you, I want to thank you for your time. Your dreams, your ambitions, and your voice matter. And if you'd like to continue exploring these ideas together, I'd love for you to subscribe and be part of this conversation. Because conversations like this matter. And if you have a story, a moment, or even just a thought about the crossroads you've faced, share it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's inspire each other. Until next time, stay present. Stay aligned with your truth. And when life opens a window, step through. You just might find everything you've been searching for on the other side. If you're finding value in this content, consider supporting our channel by giving us super thanks. It truly makes a difference. And please, don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting updates and content that can inspire and encourage you. Your support means so much, and we are grateful for each of you.